What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with a little market watch today. Genesis Impact, technically, is out. It's really not. Let me explain. You see, Genesis Impact was supposed to be coming out around the same time, today, tomorrow, depending where you are, in the States. It got pushed back, and the actual date of the release of Genesis Impact is going to be December 18th. Now, if you're anywhere else, like Europe or, the OC, you're over there. If you're not NA, if you're EU and OC, you get Genesis Impact today. Congratulations. It's a pretty good set from what I can see. Here's the thing though, and this is something I think everyone's kind of forgetting about, Paisanos. If America is delayed on the release date of a set like Genesis Impact, several things are going to immediately be happening. And in this video, we're going to be talking about that. Before I begin, I just want to say, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Comment question of the day. Are you going to be going ahead and buying stuff for either Evil Twins or Magistus or Dryins? Are you making that move right now? And why? Yes or no? Personally speaking, I'm not. Here's why. Because I think that with the release date being pushed back of Genesis Impact, it's going to impact the reliability of the ban list. It's very simple. In this video, I'll explain everything, okay? So look at Genesis Impact right now. We see some collector's rares already being put up here, like Evil Twins. Both of them still being roughly around $228. These are pre-sale prices. It's weird to say. If you're in Europe, these are day one prices. Look at the rest of the cards, like Dryins, Metianus, it's roughly around 22. They're roughly around 22s for all the Dryins, ultra rares. Nova is also about 24, 25. The price is all over the place, by the way, because Dryins Metianus, the collector's rare as well, is about $220. It's all the same, about $228. You can look at other collector's rares because they're not really. I don't know why they're not sorted. I do have them set to be sorted, but they're not. So you gotta play this weird game of like going through all the cards and seeing what has. What is collector rares and what's not. Hold on one second. There we go. Nightmare Phoenix, boom. Collector's rares, 228. The other Evil Twin, 228. Evil Twin, 228. That's basically the going rate prices. Medianus, Dryins, 228. That's the going rate as far as pre-sale prices on T-Sheet Player. If you're on card market, that would be probably different if I had to guess. And if I had to guess once again, it would probably be a lot cheaper because European market normally is cheaper than American market because we throw money at things. European market does not. They're like, whoa, let's see how things go. Us Americans are like, we'll see how it goes when we own it. Looking at Genesis Impact, I think it's a great set. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a really game-changing set. And if released on its official release day, today would actually vehemently change the way we play the game. Here's the thing. It's not going to happen. It's getting released on December 18th, like I said earlier in this video. That means it's getting released after the ban list. You see I'm going right there? If something's getting released after the ban list, Konami's obviously not going to prepare the ban list properly. And what I mean by that is we're going to get either one or two scenarios. And only it's going to happen this way. It's only going to happen one of two ways. Way number one, Konami sees the fact that Genesis Impact is going to be released on the 18th. They realize that Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza is going to be happening on the 19th and 20th. So Konami's going to go ahead and go, all right, we're going to release the bans early, so the effectivity date of the bans will be on the 15th. Meaning, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Players get Genesis Impact on the 18th, they'll be ready to play in the Remoto Extravaganza on the 19th and 20th. You see that? It's kind of like, here's the ban list, and now you go right into Remoto Extravaganza with the release of Genesis Impact on the 18th. They have done this in the past. This is why this is a scenario that definitely could be played out. That's scenario number one. Scenario number two, Konami knowing the fact that Genesis Impact is going to be coming on the 18th, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are going to be playing in the Extravaganza, are going to want to have, well, in this situation, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players just play with everyone. It's basically one of those, that old school saying of smoke if you got them. It's, you got Genesis Impact? All right, play Dryins and win and beat everybody. All right, you don't have Genesis Impact? All right, learn about what Dryins do. You'll learn today. Listen, I think what's going to happen is that, in this other scenario, Konami would then hold off on the ban list, release the ban list, but have the effective date being after the Extravaganza, so Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will see what a terrible meta it's going going to be. And by the way, more new sets in a meta that right now is basically built off, I go first, I win dice roll, I get full combo, you don't stop it, we go to game 2. This is likewise game 2, and then game 3, good game. We lasted about 2 minutes, we have about 43 minutes. If you're playing remote duels, we have about 58 minutes, 48 minutes to hang out and chill out and do nothing, because the meta is so degenerate. By adding more cards in the card pool to a degenerate meta, you don't necessarily really improve it. Has it happened? Kinda, but that's another video for another day. Going into it, I think Konami has 2 likely scenarios. Once again, and this is a lot of information. I'm really sorry. I know I just go buy this, go buy that, but I really want to break this down for you. And it's gonna factor into the rest of the cards in this market watch. That's why I think it's so important. So we get a Banlist after the extravaganza or before the extravaganza. Now, personally, what I would like to see, well, once again, I think I said it in my previous videos, I'll say it again, the meta is really bad right now. And not that it's terrible. I mean, we have decks that are changing by the day to deal with the meta that is changing by the day. It's not like it's unhealthy meta. I did not say that. It's not a tier 0 meta. But it's a meta in which we got players playing 2 types of decks. Either I'm going to try to get you in the mid game, if I do, you lose, or I'm going to try to pop off first turn. If you got it, you got it. If you don't got it, we'll see you in game 2. So that's the kind of meta we're in right now. It's not a terrible meta, but it is the meta we are in. And what I think what's going to happen is we're going to see a more slow mid-range meta. That's what I think. That's what I theorize. With that said, looking into the remote extravaganza, looking into just impact release day in the US, looking into the ban list, it's going to factor in whether or not we get that. Now, is there a time to go ahead and buy these cards? I hear you talking about this stuff, but I want to buy Justice Impact. I just want to buy stuff. I just want to buy things. Saliva shot out of my mouth when I said that. Listen, there is a time that you can go ahead and buy this. In this video, we're going to talk about that, okay? One of the best decks coming out just to Impact, in my opinion, is going to be Dryins. I've been looking at them for a while. Looking at Dryins, they run a Herald engine with Herald Perfection. Ultimate Rare will be the highest rarity. There's not a high rarity, by the way. Ultimate Rare at a Shining Darkness with a $35 market price. Unlimited, roughly around $27. But if you want a first-gen version of this, you're looking to pay roughly around $40 a copy of Herald Perfection. Now, if you want to check out Herald Orange Light, this card used to be like $8 with a $31 market price. The value is roughly around $36. This is the engine used with Dryins. There's other variations, of course. You can play a Nightcross version, which is really cool, but this is what I think is going to be the ideal build moving forward. It also uses the other, once again, his other Herald Perfection, Ghost Rare. Looks really nice, and it's kind of cheap right now, and probably won't be, but Herald Perfection at a Gold Series holds at mine the Ghost Rare, by the way. One of the very few Gold Rare cards I actually really like, and I think is very good to buy. Herald Perfection with a $16 market price is actually down to about $14 to $15. This is the version of Herald I think a lot of players are going to be starting buying up and will start increasing in value. Of course, you got Herald of Green Light and Herald of Purple Light. Those already hit off the rails. Don't even look at those listing prices. They're all a lie. Here, I'll show you right now. We'll pick Herald of Purple Light. It doesn't even matter. The value is actually insane. With a $17 market. Oh, no. Someone listed one over here for roughly around 20, and then 20, and then 60. Yeah, I mean, I'll click at the other one in case anyone's like, V's selectively choosing. No, seriously. $19 market price? Yeah. Unlimited 30. First edition, almost there 50. And after that, 53 with shipping. For Herald of Green Light. Like, this is how crazy the meta is starting to get. That we get a new ban list, and like rabid dogs who want something new and refreshing and fun, and we're going in and grabbing it. Matches the same way, by the way. But looking at Herald, this is exactly what we're seeing here. Dryins, I should really say. Cyber Angel Benton has a multiple printings, but if you want the Virtual Print Secret Rare, coming out of Dragons and Legends Unleashed, with a $7 market price, the value is almost near $10. Oh yeah, real quickly, click on all my links in the description below. I have tons of links on support the channel. There's a TCG player link. I would greatly appreciate it. If you guys want to check my Discord at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Discord, it's the Market Watch talking about the market 24/7, as well as the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch Facebook page. A lot of great information out there, guys. 24/7 market talk. One of the best ways to stop Dryins is going to be Draw and Lockbird. Right now, Draw and Lockbird's not that good. It's actually pretty terrible. But just like how Artifact Lancia is like insane against dinosaur decks, Artifact Lancia is also insane against virtual. Like, you just drop it, you look at me and go, do you have a way to stop this card? Because if not, I'm basically says skip your turn. Draw and Lockbird is skip your turn for almost any variant of Dryins. Draw and Lockbird Ultimate Rare at OTS Tournament Pack 8 with a $95 market price is actually stable. It's roughly around $94 to almost near $95. Expect this card to go crazy high in value if this deck was to see play. Now, Obviously, there's different variations of Drone Lockbird. You even got the Ghost, the gold version, which I don't see here, by the way, but it's relatively new. There's that. So there's cards that you still can buy. And there's still a lot of good cards in this game, because when the market's being hyper focused on, as Yu-Gi-Oh players get ready to pick up something, other markets are not being focused on as much, and we see that. We see that looking at TCG Player. I talk about that all the time. I always say go where nobody's going, because that's where they're going to be wanting to go in the future. And in this case, it's kind of happening already. Twin Sisters is a phenomenal card. OTS Starter Pack 12, Ultimate Rare with a $51 market price is roughly around $46. This is a phenomenal card. Obviously, you have like Cyclone. This card got bought out a long time ago. OTS Starter Pack 7 with a $55 market price. It's kind of up there, to be honest. It's roughly around $60, $67, almost $70. It's not bad, but I think Twin Sisters is kind of replacing it. Then we have Lightning Storm. Now, here's where it gets kind of weird. Lightning Storm is a card that a good amount of Yu-Gi-Oh players have. If you're looking to play remote duels, or if you're a heavy competitive player, you probably own your playset of this card. Here's where it gets weird. Look at the listings of Lightning Storm on TCG Player, and I'm gonna click on actually to verify this, but the listings are insane. With a $616 market price, the value of Lightning Storm Starlight Rare is $520. It's actually going down for a phenomenally broken card. I think we can all agree. Lightning Storm, broken. Yes? Yes. Is it broken right now? Probably not. Look at the Secret Lightning Storm at Initial Assault. With an $84 market price, the value is starting to drop. So here's the thing. Do you sell Lightning Storms? Some people talk to say that you should hold on to the card, that the meta will shift and the card be useful. And I kind of agree with that. I do think that is a fact. But I kind of want to sell this. And the reason I would sell my Lightning Storms, the Secret Rare, is to buy the more safer Lightning Storm Starlight Rares. I think that would be the better transition. Now, will everybody be able to do this? No, of course not. I know this. But that's what I would like Lightning Storm Secret Rare can go down in value. Lightning Storm Starlight Rare, what's higher than Starlight? Nothing. It cannot go down in value as far as like tanking. Whereas the Secret Rare can tank, the Starlight Rare would definitely hold value. Can it go down in value? Sure. It'll be still in the hundreds. Looking at Evenly Matched, I think it's a better substitution for Lightning Storm. Here's why. Evenly Matched just says, any Elec players, evenly match. Oh no, V, I can negate it with my, no, evenly match. Clean your board out. You play any Zodiac any mid-range deck has a horrible time against evenly matched. And Yu-Gi-Oh players kind of forgot about this in lieu of the release of Lightning Storm, which is really good. Then again, after Lightning Storm was released, we got other crazy cards like Sound Judgment 3 and all these other things. But I think evenly matched is an amazing card against the mid-range. I am constantly talking about mid-range meta because looking at how the game is right now, the only speed Konami can go is slow. They can't go any faster. What can they do? Can you make a deck that just like Borlo extra deck locks you and then hits you with a VFD? Like it just, can you do that? No, seriously, Konami, can you do that? Because if you can, wow. Like it can't go faster is what I'm trying to say. So when you see the meta and you see it's super fast, there's only two ways to stop the meta. You put it on Super Control, which is really bad. It's bad in the opposite end, by the way, of the spectrum. Or you put it on a mid-range. And I think mid-range, that's the meta we're going to be going into. Okay? Now that we know that, evenly matched, really good against the mid-range. You force your opponent to make bad decisions as far as clean their board out. It's the Sophie's choice of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, as far as evenly matched, does it get a reprint? Should it get a reprint? Of course. Should it get an Ultimate Rare reprint? Yeah, it definitely will look nice. Should it get Super Rare reprint in the OTS pack? Can we just do both? That'd be amazing. But look at evenly matched, I do think this card is going to be below a card in the future. It kind of is right now, but definitely more in the future. Evenly matched at a dual power is roughly around $19. The Megaton version being roughly around $20, and the Circuit Break Secret Rare Evenly Match with a $25 price point. Unlimited roughly around $21, and if you want a first edition version, that's $27. $27 for Evenly Match Secret Rare. I'm serious. I think this card is going to be the best card to buy. The card that everyone should be focusing on, but everyone's focusing on Dryins, and I just don't think that's the way right now. This is not the way. There will be a way. You also get MSTs. I mean, Ultimate Rare MSTs are still roughly around 77. For the Ultimate Rares, Ghost Rares are beautiful and relatively cheap. Is that true? Is that really $13? $20 market price. It's no, it's 60. It's still 60. It's like insanely dirt cheap for a Ghost Rare. Like, that's actually broken. In case anyone forgets, gold Ghost Rares are still Ghost Rares. In fact, we can argue more Ghost Rares than gold. There's going to be only a matter of time before the market realizes this and starts buying up the gold Ghost Rares. It's going to happen. It's going to get cleaned out. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't own a lot of gold Ghost Rares. I think I own like one or two. I just know what's going to happen with the market. Anyway, I am also looking to buy, well, the core of Dryins. I mean, it's roughly around, what, 230 bucks. You get your Herald Perfections, you get Cyber Emergencies, your Herald Orange Light. This is it right here, about $231. The reason I'm not clicking on checkout is because this, the ban list. I have to wait, as well as we all have to wait as far as what happens. When can we know about the ban list? When can we know about this happening? Well, if Konami was to release the ban list early and have the effective date be on December 15th, going by the calendar, we pop the little calendar up here. Going by the calendar, December 15th would be on a Tuesday. That means sometime next week we would know as far as what's going to happen with that. But realistically, not really. Let me explain. Konami's not gonna go Sunday night and go, here's the ban list, it's effective tomorrow, lulls, and just back off. Have they done that? Kinda, but not really. It's not been consistent. What you'll normally see is Konami release a ban list sometime around next week. And if it gets to Friday of next week, that's what time I would probably consider buying. Probably the time, if nothing happens, I'm gonna hit checkout. Then I think it's a time you go ahead and you go in and you go and buy your core of Dryins. I think it's a good time to buy Dryins. I think at that point we can all agree that Konami has made a decision to have a ban list, but have the ban list effectivity date be after the extravaganza. Because that's what we're playing right now. Because here's the thing. If we're gonna see Dryins become a meta deck, in which I think it's going to happen if it's after the effective date of the ban list, after extravaganza, it's only gonna be a good deck for a short amount of time. Think about it, guys. If Konami's going to slow the meta down, and I think I hammered that home pretty well in this video, what we are going to see here is Konami slow cards that are really broken in decks like Dryins. Now, will Konami outright hit Dryins? I'm not saying that. It's not going to happen. Dude, if that happens, that's insane. I don't think it's going to. I really don't think it's going to. But they can hit other cards. Like people are pretending Cyber Angel Ben 10, that broken card's not going to get hit. It could. People are acting like her Perfection, that card might not get hit. The Omni Negate, that could happen. And what would happen is we would see a vehement change to the way we would play the game. Now, do I think those exact 2 hits are going to happen? No, I think more or less we're going to see Max C come off the ban list, which would change everything. Because if you have Max C, Dryins die naturally to Max. A lot of decks die naturally to Max C. I mean, I'm talking like die. You don't have to touch nothing in the deck, and they instantly lose to Max C. Your opponent literally... your opponent has to draw the nuts in order to kind of compete against you, and consistently, it's just not going to happen. If you're looking to play 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 8 rounds, and you're playing any variant of Dryins pre-ban list versus the post-ban list binds, and once again, let's say in this scenario, Max C was to come off the ban list, what we would see here is a Yu-Gi-Oh player activate anything. You can play Chain Max C, you can play, say, let's go to game 2. And that's how the deck is kind of right now, where it's like, it's really good right now. Once again, I think it's broken right now. I think it's tier 0.5, arguably. Does it have weaknesses? Yes. Draw and Lockbird's a great example. There's other ones as well. But what I think will happen is, what we would see is, we would see the ban list really curb the entire meta, which is going to. I'm looking for Nobles, another deck that just dies to Max C. If Nobles plays a game of, I'm trying to rip cards out of your hand, you just draw Max C and you're like, have fun trying to rip cards out of my hand. As you find your journey of taking, like, let's say at best 4 cards, 5 cards out of my hand, I'll draw about 20. And then I'll murder you the next time. Like, that's how the game is kind of right now. Well, kind of would be right then. Infernables don't need to be hit by the ban list if we're doing things like that. Dryins don't need to be hit by ban list if we're doing things like that. Dragon Links, you can extra deck lock me. But mid-range decks don't care about being extra deck locked to the extent of you caring about having a disabled board versus a lot of cards in their hand. So that's what I'm trying to get at. So, do I think the bans can change? And do I think the bans can vehemently change the meta? On the release day? Yes, I do. I think what happens is when the ban gets released, we have to really analyze it because it's going to change the way everything is done. The deck you're playing right now could be dead within a release of a website being updated that fast. And yes, this next update will be no sooner than December 15th, but December 15th is definitely not sooner than December 15th. You know, so like it can happen immediately. Anyway, so if you're watching this video, you're a little bit bummed out about Dryins, and I kind of am when you have this realization. It's like that inner argument between yourself, like, I should make this, I should do this, and then another voice is like, no, and then one voice wins in your head, and you're like, once you go to the realization of like, wow, this kind of sucks, what should you buy? Well, right now, the best deck is always going to be Pendulums. And the reason why is because it's a game mechanic, I've said this before, and the fact that Pendulums is always a deck that just, I always like to, I don't know, it's like that Roach in the, Nuclear Explosion deck, where the roaches survive, there's a nuclear explosion. Pendulums are roaches. That's literally how the deck is. So if you don't have pendulums, you should probably pick them up. They're really good, as well as Starlight Rares. I said in my previous video about Starlight Rares and how the fact that looking at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Stimulus check, it sucks, but it is what it is. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will take all their money in Stimulus check and buy the most highest rated cards. Why would they do that? Because it holds good value. Now, looking at the previous Stimulus check release dump to Starlight Rares, and in comparison, a lot of Starlight Rares lost value. Appaloosa was $2,000, it's holding about $700. IP Masquerena was roughly around, I think, 8 to 1,000. It's roughly around 800. So I think what we're going to see here is, and by the way, these cards went higher than the initial price point. So let me explain. Appaloosa was about 200 and went to 2,000. My IP Masquerena, I think, was around 400. I think roughly. I'm definitely off on these numbers, but 400. And right now, it's still higher than its first price point pre the dump of the stimulus check. So these prices will rise. They're going to initially rise astronomically and then settle down and stabilize. That's going to happen to these prices on the Starlight Rares. So I think this is another thing that's going to happen. I think Starlight Rares, it's kind of like when you go out and you look at the sea and you see the water recede and the sand gets all bright and then the water. I think we're seeing right now the water recede more and more and more. Every single day we're seeing Starlight Rares get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. That have no right being this and cheap. They should not be this cheap, but they are. They definitely are. They're getting cheaper constantly. The market price is definitely start, and the actual price listings, they're dragging apart more and more and more. And that's the water being sucked out back into the ocean. The minute the stimulus check happens, the minute the price dump happens, it's going to hit, and we're going to see these prices astronomically go high. Will they go down? Yes, but that's only because they're settling, and they're not going to be going down to the original price points. Looking at Astro, the Invoker, and Madness, Konami's, in my opinion, I think Konami's yelling in the ear of every Yu-Gi-Oh player by reprinting about every Invoke card at this point. Because now I think we can agree, every Invoke card, they went out of the way to, they reprinted even the bad Invoke cards. Astro, the Invoker, and Madness getting a reprint, to me, yells my ear, hey, if I throw it out there, we're probably going to be hitting Invoked. I don't know if it's going to be this banlist, but if it's not this banlist, it's definitely next banlist. If it's this banlist, no one's surprised. Invoke's going to get pushed aside in lieu of the release, well, I shouldn't really say release, but I think the reprintings of Dogmatica, in which I think Konami would want to put out there. Because right now, everything's Invoke Dogmatica, pick a deck. Shadows, Ellic, I don't know, pick, just do 2 of them. Don't even add things. Zodiac if you want, whatever. Listen, I think Alistar is going to... And once Konami reprints a bunch of stuff, if it's still really good, they hit it. And I think what's going to happen is with Astro and Invoker Madness getting that reprint. Nice reprint, by the way. As a collector's rare. It's one of that players that play Invoke barely use. Like, what are you talking? What are you doing, Konami? This could have been anything. This could have been Black Rose Dragon, and it would have been sorted out the more for the collector's rares. Anyway, look at Astro and Invoker Madness. I do think that seeing the reprints happen, I think Konami's looking to hit the deck. I really do. I don't know what's going to happen immediately, even though Invocation Ultimate Rare looks gorgeous. I think it's going to be inevitable. By the way, I know some people, before I talk about next card, I just want to say something real quickly. I talk really fast when I'm really excited, when I'm really into something. So if I ever talk slowly, I'm probably not into something. If I go, Forbidden Droplet, Rise of the Duelist, that's an $85 market price. Send any number of spells or cards from your hand, effective field or graveyard. Choose that many effect monsters your opponent. Like, if I talk like that, just know I'm not into something. When I get really excited, I know I talk fast. I know some of my viewers, you guys out there, can't hear it. I do apologize about that. But it's really hard to not talk about something insanely crazy, like a release set of a subcore set with a tier deck in it, and then take that and then slap that in conjunction with the release of a ban list, and then put extravaganza around there and go, oh my god, we have a ticking time bomb. Now, the bomb could blow up later or earlier. I would like to see it blow up earlier because I want to change in the game state. But if it blows up later, that will also change the game state. And more importantly, the market. So this is why I know, and I apologize if I talk fast. For some of you guys will get used to it. There was a comment years ago, someone said something really horrible on one of my videos, and then someone replied to him, and the guy replied back, he's like, hey man, I'm an average viewer. I get it, you gotta get used to it. So I do apologize. If you're new, stick around. You'll probably get used to it, hopefully. And if, yeah, that's simple. Anyway, looking at Forbidden Droplet, Rise of the Duelist, Secret Rare with an $85 market price. The price point right now is roughly around about $85. This is a phenomenal card in a mid-range format. Like, this card is broken in mid-range format because you get so much versatility. You activate a card, your opponent responds, you play for a droplet, you can send a card you just activate to the graveyard, still getting that effect, for the most part, and shutting your opponent down, and then play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it's a broken card in mid-range. In a heavy combo format, it's really not. It has, like, a slight window where it can be, but it's very, like, a lot of cards in this format. A lot of cards that are, like, hand traps especially, they go in the main deck, and then they go into the side deck, and then they might be taken out. Just so you put back in the main deck later on. I was like, oh, no one's playing this now anymore. Gotcha factor. Looking at Forbidden Droplet, this is a phenomenal card in a slower meta, which, once again, we're going into. Okay, up next, Dogmatica. If Konami's going to be getting rid of Invoked, I think they're going to be getting rid of Invoked. What is the next second best, or arguably alternative best, hybrid archetype that can hybrid with other deck cores? Well, Dogmatica, of course. Dogmatica is the answer. Like, don't look any further than Dogmatica. And I'm telling you right now, get a playset of every one of these Dogmatica cards. Well, get 2 Fleur-de-Lis. I'm not sure you'll need 3. 2 Maximus. They're like $5. Don't be cheap. I think Ashian's broken. I think if you don't own Ashian, a 5-cent Ultra Rare, you are out of your mind. That card should be, you should have a 3 of that card. You might never use a 3 of, but it's a 5-cent Ultra Rare. And then the rest of Dogmatica cards are dirt cheap. Why not buy them? Of course, like $1. Listen. The reason why I think Dogmatica is really good, because it's basically an alternative version of a hybrid deck. I don't know if Konami did this on purpose when they released this, but when they released Invocation, they were like, I guarantee you, they were like, yeah, by themselves they're pretty good. And every Yu-Gi-Oh player was like, we're just gonna combine them with everything. Like, they're the virus deck. And for the most part, it worked really good. Now, looking at Dogmaticas right now, they're that. They're literally what Invocation is. So once Invoke does get hit, which once again I think will happen, more Yu-Gi-Oh players are going to dump into this market. Obviously, Konami will need to reprint it, so they'll make more money. But realistically, this is what you need to go ahead and grab right now. Obviously, Starlight Red Dogmatic Ecclesia has no reason to be $378. And post-stimulus check, you could be damn sure this card will be at least $500 after it stabilizes. Then we have Winged Dragon and Rock Ghost Rare. It's a Ghost Rare card. I mean, let's be real. $175. It's super undervalued right now. This is a great card to buy because nobody's looking at it right now. Let's focus on the new stuff. So why not buy collector stuff? This will go up in value in time. We all know this. Actually, Topia. Once the other Astro card we have in the game, okay, we have none. Okay, yeah, that's broken. This card also is stabilized, finally solidified with a $329 market price. The value of the card is about $320. But V, it's down like $9. When the price point is $320, a $10 swing means nothing. Looking at number 39, Astro Topia, I don't even own this card. I definitely want to get this card as well. After I get finished my Starlight Rares, I think you should do that too, but whatever. If you have the money to put in Starlight Rares, you should definitely look into Astro Topia. That's what I'm trying to say. Then we have Nibiru, the primary being. OTS Ultimate at an Otona Pack 14, $90 market price. The value actually is at $98 to $100. Well, why is that? That'd be simple. Because it's hard to get. It's the beginning of the month, so this price point is expected to go down even more. Do you buy or do you sell this card? It's a phenomenal thing. I think you should sell this card. I know I said I was talking about like cards to buy, but like, why are you holding Ulti Nibiru? Let me explain. In a slower mid-range meta, this card will see play. Not to the extent if it will see play right now. Because if you play Nibiru in your main, everyone's gonna look at you and go, yeah, this makes sense. What the hell? Yeah, sure. Main, your opponent tries to like be sneaky, you drop that on his board. He looks at his hand, looks at his graveyard, looks at his hand. How many cards in your hand? Looks at his hand, passes turn. That's what they do when you drop Nibiru. First turn, when you go first. Okay, anyway, this is a great card right now. Will it be good in a mid-range format? And if that's the case, if it's like the value goes to okay? I know I spoke caveman to my caveman audience out there. That's for you. Okay. So what else could you realistically be buying? Deck cores. The answer is always going to lie in deck cores. I constantly talk about it. People hit me up randomly on Instagram, Facebook, Discord. V, I'm buying a deck core. What do you think? My answer is, for the most part, unless you're overpaying, for the most part, it's going to be, yeah, go buy it. Like, a mutant deck core has no reason to be this low. Can we all agree on that? Like, mutants came out at a Phantom Rage. That was our last set. That's our current core set. And mutants are what? How cheap? Ultimate's a cigarette $250. The rest of the other mutant cards $1 and lower. Why is no one picking this deck? This is an amazing deck core. This is one of the very few deck cores that plays floodgates all day long. I mean, all kinds of floodgates. And everyone's just sleeping on mutants. They're broken. They're amazing. And there's other deck cores. This is just one of many deck cores that are being disrespected as you can players look forward when they realistically shouldn't, because Konami will trip you. Konami is really good at tripping you. Holding your wallet. You're walking around going lottie, 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 taking money like the Easter Bunny, throwing it all over the place, lottie, lottie. Konami takes their foot out and goes, hey, sucker, Banlist, you fall on your face, money goes everywhere, it just blows in the wind, and they go, evaluate yourself, and then they just go, poof, because they're like ninjas. Listen, I think that's what's going to happen, with a lot of plays. Whether the Banlist comes out early, which I think it should come out early, it would definitely change the entire game with the release of a new set, with the release of a new event, well, a redo of an event, extravaganza, which I think will get more players because they want to play the newest decks and be excited about it, rather than afterwards, which can also happen. Nevertheless, either way, there's an opportunity for players buying the new set, well, the new set being, in this case, Justice Impact, to just blow up in their face. Don't let it blow up in your face. Wait patiently, buy the right time, and make the best choices. It's your boy V. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the like button, comment down below, and you paisanos, man, you paisanos have a great day.